It's so great to be with you all today. I started my teaching career in Jacqueline County and lived here. This is where I found my husband. This is where I adopted my daughter. This is where I acquired 2 bonus sons through our family. So it was our home for a very long time because there's a lot of basketball games here. So it's great to be back. And to all the candidates who are here tonight and spouses, wherever Rob went, I don't know, in there, thank you all for having the guts to put your name on the line. That is not an easy thing to do. It's a frightening thing to do, but it's also a hard thing to do because it requires a lot of sweat equity. It requires having families who support you through it, and so thank you to your families because you all run together when you run. And so it was important for me to be here tonight with you all because I know what's at stake, and you do too, or you wouldn't be here tonight. And I have showed every ounce of support I can show everywhere I go. I say I'll help however I can. Just let me know what I can do, and I show up when I can. So much so that the last time that Senator Reggie Thomas asked me to come to the Senate Democratic Caucus fundraiser, he didn't know this at the time, but it was the night before I had my double mastectomy, and no one knew. And she was great, by the way. Thank you. And but I knew it was important to be there, and I thought I'm going to have some explaining to do to him after this, but he'll find out later. But it's that important. That you show up for the people that have the guts to show up and put their name on the line and want to represent these places in Kentucky. And when I think about the fact that we were able to win in Scott County, when I think about the opportunity we have with Adam in Jessamine and part of Fayette too, right?
Absolutely.
Jessamine and part of Fayette, to have Judge Goodwine become Justice Goodwine on the Supreme Court. That is the momentum we need to keep the progress going in Kentucky. I think about the progress that we've made under the governor, and somebody said it, we've had a lot of pushback, and that's probably an understatement. But when I think about the executive orders that he has penned, from the very first week, the night we were officially sworn in at midnight, he reorganized the State Board of Education and saved public education in Kentucky. Yes. That night, he did that. The first week, he signed an executive order that gave rights back to people who had served their time, voting rights back to folks who had served their time. Almost 200,000 Kentuckians who had lost the right to vote, even though they had served their time and paid their debt to the society. He gave them a second chance. Just today, he signed an executive order that banned the abuse that is conversion therapy. Yes. And all of those things are great, but they'd be even better if they were codified in law. Mm-hmm. And the reason that they had to be executive orders was because we know we didn't have the support that we needed in the legislature to be able to send those things through, get them passed into law, and dust our hands off and go to the next issue, right? And so that tells you the kind of progress you can make when you elect the right people, like the ones we have here tonight. But it also helps us to be able to make sure that these are laws and statutes that stand the test of time. Because he saved us for now on several different occasions, but who knows what the future holds, right? And so we want to make sure that we're protecting the rights of our citizens to be able to vote, to know that they're represented, to know that they don't have to go through the kind of abuse that is conversion therapy, in the state of Kentucky. And that is why we're all here tonight, is because we want to bring those things to life, and we know we can do it everywhere. We can do this everywhere. It doesn't have to be in one area of the state. I think Rob pointed out that, the things that were carried in the 27th Senate District, which most people probably overlook. I know a lot of people have overlooked places in Kentucky where we were able to have some success in 23. And now it's time to build on that. This is about expanding the map. And I know this is a presidential year. We talked about that just a minute ago. We understand what's at stake at the national level. I don't think anybody lacks any kind of national news, right? But it's the down ballot races that change communities. It's the down ballot races that you can send somebody to those seats in Frankfurt, on the second floor or the third floor. And make a difference. And really make a difference and see these things through. And when it comes to making sure you have people that represent you, there is no greater contrast than to know that Kiana is running for Damon Thayer's seat. I mean, she smiled more in this one moment tonight than I've seen him smile in the entire time he was in office, right? But that earnestness, that desire to serve others and not serve yourself. I mean, I can say this about our Senate Democratic Caucus and mean it with every fiber of my being. They are good people. They work hard every day against a lot of odds. They just need more. We've got to send them some more help so that they can accomplish more things and so that they can help the governor and I accomplish more things as well, because we're all in this together. And so whether it's the executive branch, the judicial branch, or the legislative branch, we have a lot of opportunities on the ballot this year, and we've got to seize this moment. Tonight is part of that. Knocking on doors is part of that, right? Talking to friends and neighbors and people at church and all of those things, that's part of this whole package that we have to be able to deliver to get people to the polls, to be able to make a difference. And so I want to say thank you to everybody who came tonight. Thank you for hosting us. Thank you to our leadership. And thank you to the people who are stepping up to join the ranks, because we need lots of good people. And I don't have any doubt in my mind that because of nights like tonight, we're going to get just that. Thank
you. Well, thank you all for coming. I think Lieutenant Governor summed it up the best, that we all are in this together. We need to depend on each other to really move this state forward. And I thank you all for coming, and just have a wonderful time. And
eat.
You heard the hostess eat. Thank you all very much.